Hey everyone, Kyle Goethe here from goatfilmreviews.com, and I'm back with another unboxing video. The one we're talking about today is not going to be a Criterion. We're gonna dive out a little bit more. I've got a ton of unopened boxes, and I feel like we should branch out a little bit. The reason for it being that I joined the Letterbox competition for 100 horror movies in 92 days, and that basically is a competition going on online. You're gonna watch in the months of August, September, and October, 100 brand new horror movies. So I thought, let me dive into some of my horror movies and see what we have. Because now, for that contest, it's essentially gonna be horror movie season. I usually start in September. This year, I guess we're starting in August. And since I watch scary movies year round, why not, really? So today we are going to be looking at this. This is Scream Factory's The Critters Collection. This is a collection of the first 4 Critters movies. There was a mini-series that aired on Shudder that is, I think, no longer able to be found anywhere. And there was also a 5th film, Critters Attack, which was released, I think, after this box set came out, but it's a newer film. This is the 4 original films that aired, I believe, during the 80s and 90s. Let me see if I got dates here, 86 through 92. So we're gonna pop this thing open and take a look at the different films inside. Full disclosure, I've seen all 4 of these. I've not seen the new Critters movie. That was basically my whole thing, was I was going to watch the new one. But I was like, I got this box. I should just open it up and watch all 4 of these again, because I haven't seen these since... That was my cat. I haven't seen these probably since college, if that. It's been a long time since I've seen these. And this, I actually was introduced to these before Gremlins. I don't know if it was probably about the same time as Ghoulies. I got into Ghoulies and Critters about the same time. These VHSs I could get from the local rental place. So having these bad boys on Blu-ray is very exciting for me. Let's take a look at it. All right, and as you can see, we've got the Critters collection right here. Let's go ahead and get this plastic wrap off here. I gotta tell you, the plastic wrap on Scream Factory stuff is ridiculous. You usually have to use a scissors or a knife to get in there before that, because it's just insane. But you know what? That just means they protected their stuff. So let's take a look at this thing all opened up like this. The Critters collection right here. As you can see, if you're a fan of the Critters movies, we got some of the little roly-poly critters right here. It's a nice looking side box right here. Pretty standard stuff. But I do like the front matter right here. Looks really nice. On the back, we've got some breakdown of the stuff we've got going on here. Description of the 4 films. We'll kind of cover these as we go through, but it does say 2K scans of the original film elements for Critters and Critters the Main Course. I believe those are the 2 that went to theaters. The other 2 went to home video direct, so there may not be better versions of those video quality. They're making up documentaries for all 4 films, theatrical trailers, and much more. Scream Factory really puts a lot into this. And for those of you that are wondering, I get a lot of questions about where I find these and how I get them for relative cheapness. There's no such thing as cheap when you're a physical media collector, but I like to tell people that when it comes to Scream Factory stuff like that, I like to wait for the Target buy 2 get 1 sale. They have them like every 2 months all year. So if you're paying regular price for stuff, just wait until there's a couple you want, wait till there's a good deal and they're all the same kind of price, and then you can go from there. I picked this up with another Scream Factory set that we'll probably talk about later on. So let's go ahead and pull these out one at a time then. Got our first one here, the original Critters. I think that is the original poster for it as well. This is not the poster I'm most aware of from when I used to rent the video cassette, but it's there. Critters right there on the side. Never forget, both thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. So when people tell you that horror isn't worth it. It's no picnic for the Brown family when a lethal litter of carnivorous aliens arrives unannounced at their Kansas farm, trapped in a deadly nightmare. The terrified Browns fight for their lives against the attacking, bloodthirsty monsters. But it's a losing battle until 2 intergalactic bounty hunters arrive determined to blow the hellish creatures off the planet. It's an alien adventure full of action and just crawling with critters. That's the part of the movies I always forget, is the intergalactic space cops kind of portion of it too. So that's kind of funny. As I said before, this has a 2K scan of the original film elements. New They Bite, the making of Critters, featuring interviews with actors Dee Wallace, Scott Grimes, Don Opper, Terrence Mann, and Lynn Shay, and producer Barry Opper, Critters designer Charles Chiodo, Edward Chiodo, and Stephen Chiodo, and more. That's people also forget that the Critters were created by the Chiodo brothers, who brought us Killer Clowns from Outer Space and some other great work like that. So don't hush on the Critters, man. Just they're not a ripoff of Gremlins. There is also For Brian, a tribute to screenwriter Dominic Muir. an alternate ending, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and still gallery. So yeah, this is the first film right there. Let's kind of see what the inside looks like. What I also like about Scream Factory is they tend to put really cool alternative poster covers if you prefer one of those. This is probably the one I'm more aware of, is this one right here. The battle begin in another galaxy. It's about to end in the Browns' backyard. Nice looking disc, but again, like nice little way to like switch up if you like a different looking box art that you get as well. All right, let's move on to the second one here. This is Critters 2, the main course. This might be my favorite. I used to say Critters 3, but I bet when I revisit them, this one will be my favorite one. Get ready for seconds. They're back. They are back for seconds. It's been 2 years since the fiendish critters first terrorized the town of Grover's Bend and sent the Brown family packing, but the boy who called Critter, Brad Brown, is back, and just in time. Critter eggs have been hatching lethal litters, and the bloodthirsty hairballs are eager to partake in their favorite pastime, eating. In no time, the eggs are popping open everywhere. A field full of livestock becomes a gigantic feeding ground, and local residents are disappearing by the mouthful. Fortunately, 3 bounty hunters from space, Ugg, Lee, and Charlie, are flying back to eradicate the problem, but can they wipe out the critters before Grover's Bend is erased from the map? With outstanding special effects, Critters 2, the main course, delivers a fine repast of morbid mayhem. Yeah, this one is an absolute delight. It's also, if you're not aware, Critters 2 is an Easter movie. So if you're looking for Easter horror, Critters 2 is your way to go, man. It's a wild Easter movie. And if you're fans of Stephen King adaptations, you'll look down here. That's Mick Garris directing. Now, he did a lot of Stephen King miniseries and movies throughout the 90s, specifically the Stand miniseries that I'm a huge fan of. He also did the more book-accurate Shining miniseries and a couple of other works that related him with Stephen King. This has, again, the 2K scan of the original film elements. The main course, the making of Critters 2, featuring interviews with actors Scott Grimes, Leanne Curtis, Don Opper, Terrence Mann, Lynn Shay, director Mick Garris, Critters designers Chiodo Brothers, and more. Behind-the-scenes footage, theatrical trailer, TV spot, and still gallery. I do wish that these had commentaries. I'm not seeing commentaries, but that's okay. Let's open up this thing again. It's everyone's turn for seconds. Again, this is what I recognize. That's got to be the one I saw in my VHS copy. So I might actually be flipping these cartons outright and putting the ones I like and the ones I grew up with for nostalgia purposes. Let's move on to number 3 there. Critters 3, you are what they eat. First they terrorized the farm, then a town, and now they're ready for some real damage. This is, yes, I remember all the VHS copies and stuff and DVDs later on would have first appearance of Leonardo DiCaprio on them, because they all knew that even though he didn't play a big role, it was like, we got to cash in on that Titanic money. Okay, so Leonardo DiCaprio stars, yeah, right, in the third and most outrageous installment of the cult classic tale, The Infamous Critters, as the fanged, furious furballs viciously invade an LA apartment building and sink their teeth into the low-rent tenants. Josh leads the battle to beat back the conniving critters and save the planet. It won't be an easy job, but he's the one person the human race must depend on to destroy these terrifying alien hedgehogs once and for all. He is not the lead. He's probably not even the most important child character in the movie. So that's weird. You know, Amy Brooks is credited above him on the line. She's more of the lead than he is. He might be the second, I guess you could say, but yeah, it's just kind of weird that they would do that. So again, this has You Are What They Eat, the making of Critters 3, interviews with producer Barry Opper, screenwriter David Chow, stars Don Opper and Terrence Mann, Critters designers the Chiodos, and more, and a trailer and a still gallery. There was no way you were going to see Leonardo DiCaprio in this beast, but that's okay. And now this, I don't know if that's the box that I saw, but that's definitely the one of the DVDs that I had, was this one right here. And again, they would have first appearance of Leonardo DiCaprio on it. So yeah, I mean, box art on number 3, the movie never had great box art. So, you know, that's about as good as it gets. Number 4, Critters 4, they're invading your space. Again, you'll notice they tend to reuse the images a lot. And this again was original box art reusing. This was not for this edition of the films, but they kind of just reused the same image over again. These movies were not expensive makes at all. All right, so let's cover this one here. The critters are back in the supercharged sci-fi space adventure, but these are no ordinary critters. They're a super strain of genetically engineered mutants designed to take over the universe. This time they're hungry to conquer the galaxy with an appetite for mankind that's out of this world. Joined by Angela Bassett and Brad Dourif, Don Opper and Terrence Mann reprise their popular roles as they battle for survival against the critters, a nuclear meltdown, and the fate of the universe. Special features on this one is Space Madness, the making of Critters 4, with interviews from Producer Barry Opper, screenwriter David Shout, stars Don Opper, Terrence Mann, and the Chiodos, as well as a trailer and a still gallery. Critters 4 is the one that should be great. It should probably be one of those great space sequels because it makes sense to send the critters into space. This movie is not great. Every time I watch it, I think a little bit less of it. But it's part of it. It matches really well with 3, but it's just kind of a disappointment overall. Yeah, what can you say? Let's take a look at the inside of this here. Yep, that's definitely the poster I remember. It's the Critters 4, one of him exploding out of the spaceship. So that's Critters 4 right there. It's not as bad as some other ridiculous sequels, but if you were to rank characters being in space, this is the one that should have worked the best, and it's kind of a dud. But there you go. We have the 4 Critters movies right here. Everything from the original series, if you will, before that redo with the new sequel that came out. And there you have it. So there you have it. That was Critters, the complete collection, until they released another movie and miniseries. I'm very much excited to watch and revisit these films again for the first time. And I thank you guys for joining me on the journey with that. That'll be fun. And I'm very excited to see the 5th one. I know it's not gotten great reviews, but hey, the other 4 didn't get all that great of reviews either, so what does it matter? And if any of you guys know where Critters The New Binge, or A New Binge, whatever it's called, if any of you guys know where to find that online, let me know, because I missed it when it was airing on Shudder. And I'm a completionist. I want to see it even if it's complete garbage. I gotta at least see it once. And I can't find it anywhere. So let me know in the comments section down below if you've got a legit way. I'm not stealing this stuff. It'll be available eventually. But if you have a legit way of finding this stuff online, an app I might have missed, or a printer that might have a Blu-ray or DVD copy for it, let me know, because I really appreciate that. That's what's so great about this community, is that I bring some of myself to it, and you guys can add a little bit of help with that too. A couple things. If you enjoyed this content, or if you enjoy any of the content on the channel here, please click subscribe. You don't know how much that really does help. It adds a lot to the channel. Subscriber base grows, and that really helps the channel out. It's something I can't even begin to cover how important that is for the channel. If you are able to, click like, leave a comment. What are your thoughts on the Critters movies? Let me know what you think about it. I try to answer every single comment. If I have something worthwhile to answer with, I will. And I really do appreciate getting comments. It means the world to me. If you're able to, share the video with your Critters friends and let them know, I guess, about this set that came out. It's a nice set, and I think it's worth checking out. If you're able to, you can also follow me on Facebook, Goat Film Reviews. Just search for it on Facebook. There is a group for that. You can join up with that. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram @AlmightyGoatman, and I'm around. Also, make sure to check out www.goatfilmreviews.com. Recently, I put up an early review for the Suicide Squad movie. I've got some more stuff, especially, you know, my busiest time of year is horror season. So if you're a horror fan, that's the place to look for all my new content that comes out. I've got about 1,000 film reviews and breakdowns. Very enjoyable for me to do it, and enjoyable for me to engage with my readership in that way as well. You can also check out Kyle and Nick on Film on YouTube. We are covering, throughout the rest of this month, we're covering 2016 movies, and then we're moving on to animated films for September. And of course, horror films. I don't know if I'm supposed to say for October, but we're doing horror films again. So please check out that area as well. And you can follow Kyle and Nick on Film on Twitter @KNOnFilm, or you can find Kyle and Nick on Film on Instagram as well. That's all I really have to tell you guys. Let me know your thoughts on the set, and we'll see you for the next one.